What's up, everybody? I didn't have a chance to record anything at work, so I figured I would come home and make a quick little video for you from the porch about 4 things that I have loved about being an aircraft mechanic. My last video was 5 things that suck about being an aircraft mechanic, so if you haven't watched that one, go watch that one, or watch this one first. It doesn't matter, but stick around and I'm going to get into it. Just like the last time, I'm going to rate them from sort of least to like the number 1 thing. So the number 4 thing that I've really loved about my job is freedom, if you will. I have been able, as an aircraft mechanic, to apply for jobs, go where I want to go, be able to do what I want to do. Even though I'm not always getting a job, I've applied for probably 5 or 6 different places over the years, or looked at getting different jobs at 5 or 6 different places over the years, and every single time I've either received a job offer, or I've been, received some sort of second interview and received a job offer. So I've always had that freedom in knowing that if I don't like where I'm at, I'm able to go somewhere else. And I know I've talked about it on here before, obviously with my how to get an A&P videos, but I am an instructor at a FAR Part 147 school, which has afforded me a lot of time off. I have like 4 weeks coming up that I'm going to be off in between end of semester and summer semester, and same thing in the summer and in the winter. So I have a lot of time off at my current job. I really love my current job because of how much time I get off, and it's very competitive with how much it pays out in the industry. But freedom of just being able to go wherever I want to go and work on what I want to work on has been quite a cool benefit. For number 3, the third thing that I've really loved about being an A&P has been just the diversity of all the jobs that I've been able to do. When I worked for my dad as a day laborer on a general construction site, it was carry that board, carry that cement, carry these these shingles, and it was day in, day out, grueling physical labor. It sucked. But becoming an aircraft mechanic, I really got to diversify a lot of skills as an aircraft mechanic. I've gotten good at hydraulics. I've gotten good at assembly and rigging with cables. I've gotten good with pneumatics, with electrical systems, with electricity, and building like landing light circuits and adding landing lights and things like that. I've gotten so much unique training for being an aircraft mechanic and learning how to do so many different things. Sheet metal. I've learned how to weld. I'm not great at welding, but I can make 2 pieces of metal stick together and be safe, And I've had the opportunity to learn those things and get good at those things because I'm an aircraft mechanic. I haven't really specialized in one field. I haven't specialized like in rebuilding engines. I haven't specialized in doing transmissions. I've gotten to do this big array of everything. I've gotten lots of experience in doing everything. Obviously I'm an IA, so I do annual inspections and things like that as well. And it's been really, really rewarding getting all of that experience, because when I was 18, 19 years old, which doesn't seem like it was 10, 11 years ago, but it is. When I was 18, 19 years old, fresh out of high school, starting my A&P maintenance career, I was already messing around with aircraft and doing flight training and general aviation maintenance, but I wasn't an A&P yet, and sort of scared to approach things, scared to approach sheet metal because I'd never done it before, scared to approach complex wiring systems because I'd never done it before. But now here I am, 10, 11 years later, and I've honed those skills and I've gotten really good at those things. And it's really rewarding to take a wing and make a wing that's fabric and completely recover it, or take a wing that's aluminum and repair the skin or cracks and whatnot. I am sorry for the wind if that's annoying. It's a little windy on the porch. That's going to lead me to my second thing, which has been travel/training. I used to have an instructor at school. His name was Mr. Rivera, and he told us when we were students, if your boss offers you a training, if he offers you something, you go for it. He was Puerto Rican. He would say, you go for it, like that. And what he meant was, if it comes up that they're going to send someone to composite training, throw your hand up and say you want to go. And because of that, I've got to go to Tennessee, I've got to go to Kansas, I've got to go to Florida, I've got to go out to Reno. I've gone to these different places and done different factory trainings for Continental engines or for Pratt & Whitney engines to get my Pratt & Whitney line and base certification. And I've got to do all of this traveling for work and seeing a lot of the United States on the company's dime and not on my own dime. And like I said, travel, it's been a really cool experience. And you meet a lot of people, you're able to network, you're really able to grow your sense of community when you do that, because you go to training in Kansas, for example, and you're meeting people that you may never run into again, but you know their name and you know about where they are. Like, this guy is over in Atlanta and he's doing this. And it's just nice to be able to know that community's out there. You can reach out to people. You get to do this training. You get to travel for the training and do all kinds of other things. That's probably my number 2, is getting to travel and getting to go around the United States doing different things. For my fourth and final thing, which this is number 1, my coolest benefit of being aviation has being able to fly. If you're a mechanic for United or Delta, it's the same. They get flight benefits. Your major airline mechanics get flight benefits. They can go on vacations and take their families for free. For me, being a general aviation mechanic, it's been a little different in the sense that I've had owners hand me the keys to their airplane and say, you can fly it whenever you want. And sometimes people are a little too trusting. I'm like, I appreciate it, but I don't have my pilot's license. I'm just a student pilot, and this is a retractable gear Saratoga. I don't think I'm going to be flying your airplane. But I've got to go all kinds of places with my buddies. I am not a wealthy man. I've been able to live very comfortably as an aircraft mechanic. I make decent money. I'm able to buy the things I'd like to buy, but I'm not rich. Some of my owners are. And for them, it's nothing to say, hey man, let's go to Fredericksburg. You did an annual, jump in the airplane. I'll take you and your wife to Fredericksburg and we'll go get the $100 hamburger. And if y'all didn't know, Fredericksburg is a small airport here in Texas. Fredericksburg is west of Austin, little German town. But the airport has a diner, and they call it the $100 hamburger because by the time you fly there and pay the $22 for the hamburger meal, it costs $100 in fuel and everything else. But I'm always getting offered by pilots to go for rides, to go fly around in the airplane, to fly the airplane, to travel with them or go do things with them. Like I said, the $100 hamburger, and it's been really enjoyable. And my mom and other people ask me, are you going to buy your own airplane? Are you going to ever finish your pilot's license? And the answer is yes. I will finish my pilot's license eventually, and I would maybe like to own my own airplane eventually, but it's always been so convenient for me to fly whenever I want to fly because my owners do, and my owners have airplanes, and they're more than willing to take me up and go for a flight somewhere after we finish the maintenance. That I've never really needed my pilot's license, and I've never really needed to buy an airplane because I've always got access to one, at least one. So that's been really cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Those were 4 things that I thought were pretty cool about being an aircraft mechanic. If you liked the video, leave us a like, subscribe, comment, and as always, be easy.